Sean, WSRT Fitness. If you enjoy health and fitness related content, please remember to subscribe, click the bell and select all for notifications. Thank you guys so much for watching and welcome. So in today's video, we are on location actually at a family member's house because our new home is still under renovations. But I did not want to wait any longer to make this video. It is a viewer request video from my good friend and brother Matthew. And when I say brother, I mean Masonic brother. I definitely wanted to get this video out for him, and I appreciate him waiting so long for me to make it. So this video, he had requested that I make a video talking about the top foods to raise your testosterone levels. And so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to kind of expand on that with a bunch of different things that you can do to maintain or possibly even raise your testosterone levels. The reason why this is important, especially for weight loss, is that raising or at least maintaining a good healthy testosterone level is very important for muscle and bone health and development and gains. Now obviously I've talked about in videos before that when you have for every pound of muscle that you gain over a pound of fat, that's another 50 calories a day approximately to add on to your metabolic rate that you can add. So that way it's making it just a little bit easier when you need to diet or just giving you a little bit more freedom when you are trying to bulk. So with all that being said, let's get into all the different things that you're going to want to do to maintain or possibly raise your testosterone levels. All right, so once again, this is going to kind of be a skim over, and I encourage you to do all your own research. But this is to help both men and women. Obviously, you want to have a good, healthy level of hormones, whether it be testosterone, estrogen for the ladies, but you do want the testosterone as well. So number one, I'm gonna cover the non-food things first. Number one, you're gonna want to lose weight. If you're obese or morbidly obese, then your hormones are most likely going to be out of whack in multiple ways. So what you're gonna want to do is start losing weight, start getting healthy. You're gonna do that with healthy eating, which we're gonna get to the foods in a minute. You're gonna do that by being more active, which is also a way to boost your testosterone levels, especially in guys. So, which I'm gonna get more into the activity in just one second. So by losing that weight, you're going to allow your body to regulate itself, and that's definitely obviously something that you want to do. So when we're talking about activity, really any kind of activity is going to be good. You're just going to want to be as active as possible. However, resistance training and especially compound exercises like the squat, the overhead press, or the deadlift are going to be very instrumental to your success with maintaining or raising your testosterone levels. All right, folks, so now getting into the food, before I get into my top 5 countdown, I'm actually going to go over some foods to avoid and also my honorable mentions. That's right, I'm going to do my honorable mentions first, well, at least before my top 5. First is going to be things to avoid. So number one, as much as possible, you're going to want to avoid the TV dinner prepackaged meals. Now, it's that high sodium, it's all the preservatives in the food that's not going to allow our bodies to get everything that it needs or to operate properly. It's just not good quality food. If you've been on my lives on the Facebook or if you've seen my past videos, I talk about food quality being so important. I am pretty sure more than a few of my clients can tell you that I have told them in the past, where if that restaurant chain has a drive-through, you don't eat there anymore. That's kind of one of those ideas of thinking about food quality. So avoid those. Now, obviously, the once in a very, very rare blue moon, you just have no other situation and you want to make sure you're hitting that calorie number, sure. But if you're eating prepackaged meals on a regular basis, you're going to be negatively impacting your testosterone levels. Another food to avoid, it's actually a drink, alcohol. You're going to want to severely limit your alcohol. I'm not saying never drink. What I'm saying is severely limit it. It should not be a regular basis. I personally do not keep alcohol in the house unless it is for or around a certain special occasion in which I don't personally drink those alcohols. I'll usually get something for my wife or for the family members, what they would prefer, not necessarily what I would prefer. All right, so when we're talking about the honorable mentions, I'm going to go through the list kind of quick. I'm not really going to explain a whole lot, so feel free to comment below any questions. I'll be more than happy to answer them. So my list, now again, these are foods that I do eat fairly regularly in some cases, and you might be surprised by at least one of them. So there's 6 honorable mentions that do not make my top 5 list, and those are garlic, lemons, banana, beans, ginger, and eggs. Now, you guys might be wondering, why is somebody who eats 6 egg whites every single morning putting eggs on the honorable mention list? Well, the reason is quite simple. Most of the micronutrients found in eggs that will help to maintain or raise your testosterone levels are actually found in the yolks. I very rarely eat the yolks, or if I do, I'll have 1 yolk and then, or 1 whole egg plus 5 egg whites, things like that. Where the reason why is because when you're losing weight, you need to get the most bang for your buck from every single calorie. And when you're prioritizing your protein level, having as much protein as possible and having your calories at or below a certain level, you're going to get a lot more value out of just the egg whites. That sacrifices the micronutrients in the yolk that will allow you to help maintain or boost your testosterone. Now, obviously, eating just egg whites, you're not eliminating all of them, so you're not going to lower your testosterone because of this. However, that does knock it down far enough where it's not going to make my top 5 list. All right, so moving on to the top 5 list. Number 5 is going to be oatmeal. Oatmeal is another thing that I eat very, very regularly, almost every single day, with those 6 egg whites that I just talked about for breakfast every single day. It's something where, whether it's fortified, it's just a great quality food. It's a good quality complex carbohydrate, which, as I've talked about many, many times, fuck keto. Have yourself some healthy complex carbs. Oatmeal, number 5 on my list. Number 4 for me is spinach, and that's probably the leafy vegetable that I eat more than just about any other leafy vegetable. In fact, I know that I eat more than any other leafy vegetable. Spinach, it's also good for helping with your vitamin D levels. It's just overall a fantastic vegetable. Whenever I run low on another green vegetable that I'll be talking about here shortly, spinach is my absolute first go-to whenever I'm having a salad or I want to put a leafy green on a sandwich, something like that. Spinach is always my go-to. So that's number 4 on my list. Definitely something that I strongly recommend having regularly in your diet. Number 3 is going to be salmon. So salmon makes my top 5 list. 1, because it's really the only seafood that, or the only seafood product that I really like a whole lot. But it's got great protein. It's got good, healthy fats in it as well. The micronutrients that are involved definitely do help with your testosterone production. Just an absolute, very vitally important protein that you should be having in your diet. I don't have it every day just because I'm not a big fan of it. I do like it. I'm just not a huge fan. So I have it a couple of times a week. Sometimes I'll do a little bit more, but generally it's 2 to 3 times a week is how often I have it, but it depends on a lot of factors. So that's it. So salmon, number 3. So number 2 on my list is going to be something that if you are following the WSRT Fitness Facebook group right now, we are doing a food picture contest right now, which I'm obviously participating in, but I won't be one of the winners because I'm the one hosting it. But definitely join the WSRT Fitness Facebook group if you want to learn more about it. But it's my favorite vegetable. Number 2 is broccoli. And really, this would apply to any cruciferous vegetables, which I actually made a list of a bunch of them right here. So it's cauliflower, cabbage, kale, Brussels sprouts, garden cress, and bok choy. Now, the thing is, it goes right back to the micronutrients, and then the green, it's just so great. And quite frankly, I don't care what anybody says, broccoli is delicious. I absolutely love it. Definitely get that into your diet. Really, any of those vegetables, get them in your diet now. Boost up your testosterone levels. All right, guys, and so number 1, before I get into, I want to thank you guys for making it this far into the video. If you've been enjoying it, please make sure you subscribe, click the bell, select all for notifications, comment below everything, follow me on Facebook, follow me on Instagram, and once we get into our beautiful new house and the office is set up, you're going to see so many things coming that I'm so excited about, which we've talked about on the lives in that WSRT Fitness Facebook group. So without further ado, number one is going to be beef. Now, earlier in this video, I talked about eggs going down the list and not even being on because of the number of calories in the egg yolks. However, the reason why beef makes it number one for me is just one, how responsive it is, and two, the micronutrients, how it helps, and you're still getting bang for your buck, as in with the high amount of protein, with the iron that's involved, with just all the micronutrients, the B vitamins. Beef is just overall, it's a staple when you are trying to lose weight as well as when you're trying to build muscle and increase or at least maintain your testosterone levels. Obviously, if you are losing weight, you can't have as much beef as somebody who's trying to bulk or at least maintain their weight. You do need to be careful with portion size. However, having a couple of servings of beef every single week, there's nothing wrong with that. I use 93.7 burger when I'm using burger, or I'll use steaks, which I'll trim the fat off of. And that it's just the red meat is just so important, so many things that it's going to help you with. Plus, it's very filling, especially if it's properly prepared. It's going to help you feel full, and if you're dieting, feeling full is something that comes at a premium. So with all that being said, that's my top 5 list. That's really a whole big overview on maintaining or raising your testosterone levels. Now, something I didn't put in earlier in the video that I do want to say is if you do need to raise your testosterone levels significantly to the point where you think you need help doing it, definitely talk to a doctor. I'm not the kind of person who would be prescribing any of that. Not to mention, that's not something that I do personally. It's not something I recommend unless you are in extreme dire need, and it's definitely not something that I suggest that you do just because. Okay, synthetic testosterone just aren't the same as the real thing. Be healthy, live healthy, and you'll absolutely make the progress that you want to make. So with all that being said, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, one more time, subscribe to the channel, click the bell, select all for notifications. Pretty soon, this beautiful backdrop will be covered in snow, and I'll be in my beautiful house. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.